All right, so what we're going to do today is a little exercise for our glute complex. Our glute complex is made up of three muscles, or three parts really: the glute max, the glute minimus, and the glute medius. Now these muscles act as hip and trunk extensors. They externally rotate at the hip, so they spin that femur outward, and they also abduct. I'm sure many of us are familiar with that leg out to the side motion. Now there are also several muscles in the body that can act as what we call imposters to the glutes, meaning they will do the same job or similar actions, but it's not actually the glutes doing it. So muscles like the hamstrings, the TFL, the adductor magnus, one of our inner thigh muscles, and the lats even, because the lats extend the trunk, can all perform obviously some of those same actions. And when that happens, when those muscles become stronger or overused or become part of the dominant movement pattern, the glutes turn off. Now, when the glutes turn off, that's a problem. And we start to get pain in the low back, pain in the hip, pain in the knee, and that can transfer down the chain. So if you walk, run, squat, lunge, basically, if you move, you'll start to experience pain, especially when we don't have strength through external rotation in that hip. We start to get a medial knee collapse. So if you squat and you know that your knees come in, that's what's happening back there. That's not strong enough to maintain that range of motion. So then we can get knees collapsing inward, ankle collapses, arch collapses. We can even start to get some medial knee pain because that tibia is running right into that there. So what are we going to do? For this exercise, we need a little mini band, or if you don't have a mini band, if you have tubing or just a length of band, anything you can put into a circle, that works. If you don't have anything at all, that's okay. You might find that gravity alone is resistance enough. The goal here is not to have a lot of resistance. We want very low level of stimulation. So we're going to take that band, place it above the knees, and we need a wall for this. If you don't have adequate wall space, you can also use the front side of a couch. So just something that's nice and straight and flat so you can maintain alignment. So come up to our wall. We're going to lie down against it. My feet are flat against the wall. My knees are stacked. My hips are stacked and both touching the wall, so my ASIS and my ASIS are lined up. Shoulders are touching, and my head is touching. Now, it's very important when we do this to maintain the distance between the bottom of our rib cage and the top of our hips, or that ASIS, or the underwear line, whichever resonates most clearly with you. Because if we take the glutes out of the picture, we're going to get a hip hike. If this happens, we're no longer using these muscles here. So we line it up, get a little proprioceptive signaling so we know what muscle we're about to use. And just very slowly and gently pulling, using from back here, opening up at the knee. Not far, not high. It won't take much to start to feel that resistance. And you're going to hold this. Now, if you're just starting out, 30 to 45 seconds is going to be pretty challenging. You hold it, you bring it back down just long enough to let that knee come down and bring it right back up. And you hold it again, 30 to 45 seconds. Back down. Your goal is to work up to 3 sets of a minute with minimal rest. Now, when I do this, my rest time is just long enough for that knee to come down, stop the timer, reset the timer, and bring it back up. If you do this 2 to 3 times a week, I do it most every day for myself. You're really going to start to notice a difference in what's happening at the hip. If you've experienced any knee pain, you might also start to notice that to dissipate. So just a little something to add to your exercise toolbox. Now, help your glutes out. See you next time.